Managing a WordPress blog involves system administration tasks. Often you'll need to adjust settings in the wp-config.php file and connect to the database to resolve any issues. Hello, I'm Alex, a senior software engineer with experience in AWS development. We'll explore how to handle system administration for a WordPress instance running inside Docker containers. Here's an overview of the setup. WordPress is deployed on an EC2 instance via Docker Compose with two containers, one for WordPress application and another for the database. Nginx serves as a reverse proxy in front of this setup. With this architecture in mind, we need to manage two key tasks. We need to access the Docker container running WordPress to modify files, especially wp-config.php file, and we need to connect to the Docker container hosting the database to make necessary adjustments. Let's walk through how to accomplish both. But before we do that, if you end up liking this video, please click like and subscribe. This will help YouTube promote this video to other viewers like you. I am currently in AWS console, so let's navigate to EC2. You'll notice we have one instance running. We'll select it, go to Security tab, and you will find the security group here. One of the rules in the security group is allowing access via port 22 with a specific IP CIDR. This permits the security group to let us connect to the instance using EC2 Instance Connect. Now let's proceed. We'll click Connect, choose EC2 Instance Connect, and connect. We've successfully connected to the instance. Now let's run the command docker ps. And we can see two containers running. One is for my blog.alexrusin.com WordPress 1, and the other is for my blog alexrusin.com db1. So one container is hosting WordPress and the other is hosting the database. Our goal is to connect to the WordPress container. To connect to WordPress container, we'll use the following command: docker exec -it, meaning interactive, my blog alexrusin.com WordPress 1, and we're going to be use bash. Now we are inside the container. Let's list the WordPress files using ls-la command. Typically, when administering WordPress, you might need to update wp-config.php file. However, no text editor is installed in the Docker container. So we'll first update the packages with a update, and then install the nano editor using apt-install nano. If it's not already installed, this will add it, but in this case it seems I already have nano installed. Now let's switch to my blog.alexrusin.com, and you'll see that people can install plugins. But when managing a WordPress website, you might want to prevent unapproved plugin installations, so we'll disallow plugin installations. With a nano installed, let's open wp-config.php using nano wp-config.php. We'll scroll down, and somewhere towards the end of the file, we'll add the line define disallow file mods to true. This disables plugin installation. After saving the changes with Ctrl X and Y or Command X and Y if you're on Mac, let's return to the WordPress site and refresh it. You'll notice the option to install plugins has disappeared. If you ever want to re-enable it, simply set disallow file mods to false. That's how you can enter a container, modify files, and manage your WordPress installation. Now let's exit the container and return to the EC2 instance. Another common administrative task is connecting to the database. When we ran docker ps earlier, we saw MySQL container running. Let's first navigate to the folder where our Docker Compose file is stored, which is at www.html myblog.alexrusin.com. We open docker compose.yaml file with a nano docker compose YAML. In this file, you can see we've mapped a MySQL database port 33060 to the actual MySQL port in the container 3306. So what we'll need to do is to allow access to the port 33060, and we'll do it by modifying the security group. Let's go to the security tab, click on the security group and add an inbound rule, and the rule will allow TCP connections on the port 33060, but we will only allow it to our IP address. After saving the rule, we'll copy the public IP of the EC2 instance and open Table Plus. We'll create a new MySQL connection, name it MyBlog connection, and label it production. Then we'll paste the IP address and set the port to 33060 and use the credentials wp-user and strong password exclamation mark or whatever password you have there. And now let's test the connection, and it shows that it works. Once connected, we can select WordPress database with a Control-K or Command-K on Mac, and we can view tables for myblog.alexrusin.com. This is how you connect to the MySQL database running inside a Docker container on EC2 instance. When finished, it's a good practice to remove your IP from the security group to keep the database connection secure. As demonstrated, security groups are essential for managing EC2 instances and Docker containers. For more information on security groups, please check out our related video.